It's the most wonderful time of the year. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. Woo! It's that time of year, everybody. Welcome to my bed. Welcome to my bedroom. Welcome to my picture. Welcome. If you're new here, hi, my name's Anita. I'm a 57-year-old Weight Watcher, grandmother, wife, dog owner, fever blister owner extraordinaire. So here's a little off-the-cuff video for you guys. I was tagged by Dee over at Dish with Dee for the Thanksgiving tag. And I've been laying here in bed because I'm kind of laid up right now. But I thought, who doesn't want to see my beautiful robe while I do this video, right? And she tagged me in this Thanksgiving video, and I'm always grateful to be tagged because nobody wants to be left out, right? But not all tags apply to everybody. I don't have my glasses. Here they are. I don't think I really need my glasses, but let's be prepared. This Thanksgiving tag is all about the wonderments of Thanksgiving and everybody's traditions and foods and side dishes and turkey or ham or apple or pumpkin and ba-ba-da. And you know what, you guys? None of that applies to me. I apologize for the camera situation. I could go into why it's so wonky, but I'm not going to waste your time. I'm making this video for anybody else like me who doesn't have, or for reasons only known to us, want the traditional Thanksgivings. First off, let me tell you that I have had a wonderful life. Money has never been an issue. I have wonderful parents who brought me up in a beautiful house. I wanted for nothing. My mother was, my parents are both still alive, but when I say love, I mean it as in when I was a kid. The quintessential homemaker, maker. She could cook herself out of a paper bag. She could sew herself out of a paper bag. She could do it all. And she was a nurse on top of it. My dad was a very prominent cameraman for the studios. The reason I'm putting this out there, because I don't want you to think that I was a poor little waif on the side of the streets and I was begging for people's breadcrumbs, leftover stuffing, a little turkey for the waif. That wasn't it at all. Our Thanksgivings weren't normal because we weren't normal. And I was laying here thinking, how can I do this Thanksgiving tag when I can't answer these questions? And then I thought, you know what, Anita, you're not the only person that can't answer these questions. So put a little spin on your tag, on your Thanksgiving tag. Anything that I say is meant with humor and levity and made for you to chuckle, because some of it is going to come off like, oh, wow, that's sad. It's not meant to be sad. It's funny. Life, like I have said a million times before, at the end, life is just a big story, and we have to tell it, and we can only tell it the way that we lived it. And I choose to live it with a sense of humor. My life has brought me great humor. Today on Facebook, my sister, I have two sisters, but my one sister who I am in contact with, and my son and I had a Thanksgiving thread, about things that had happened in our past that had me rolling on the floor laughing, that none of us had thought about in a long time. And let me give you an example. Family is everything. Let's take the whole fam-dam, the three girls, their three husbands, any children that they might have had by then. Let's all go to Mammoth. Let's rent condo. Well, let's go in our condos, because actually and let's go up there. Let's go in the snow. Mom's gonna make dinner. Oh, yes, it is the most wonderful time of the year. Oh, we're gonna caravan up there and slush in the snow and get some sleds, snowball fights. Actually, what ended up happening is two of the brothers-in-law duked it out in the ski lodge. My mom got a UTI and spent the day in the emergency room, and my son tripped over something and broke his wrist. Therefore, we had no dinner. I think somebody went out and got something. My point being is that we see these commercials on TV. The Folgers commercial. Oh, Bobby's home and the coffee's brewing on the counter and his little sister comes down the stairs and all is right with the world and oh, it's the holiday time. But you know, it's just not like that for all of us. Some of us get depressional blues. I do sometimes, I don't. That's not even what this is about. What this is about is for anybody else like me who has seen the Thanksgiving tags and they can't relate for one reason or another because you don't know the head of the turkey from the butt of the turkey. Is stuffing, is dressing. Well, when I make my pecan pie, I use pecans, but she uses pecans, just to say that it's okay. It's totally okay. You know, let me tell you, I want to tell you a couple Thanksgiving stories. You know, in my first life with my first husband, you know, I got in an argument with Maria over something. Maria's my mom, for anybody who may not know. And I boycotted Thanksgiving. In fact, I boycotted Thanksgiving at her house for many years. Because that's what we do on the really big holidays. We boycott them. Somebody's mad at somebody else, and it just, you know. So I, in my little apartment with my was band and my two chillin', we made this great big meal, and it was delicious because his sister came to town and I was going to meet her for the first time ever. And wow, right? So I don't think I actually cooked because I don't enjoy cooking. And if I was going to feed other people, I didn't want to be giving anybody food poisoning. So I probably made a turkey breast. You get the idea. Sister comes over. We're all sitting at the table. It's in one room. She goes into the kitchen. She comes out, she says, okay, goodbye. And it all happened within like a flash, right? So, okay, bye-bye. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's carry on and have our meal because I believe she was late. I went in the kitchen. She took every scrap of food that we had. It was amazing. It was amazing. At first, I thought it was a joke. I thought my husband and his sister were playing a joke on me. Where's my turkey? We had 4 pies. We're down to 1 pie. She came in and took all our food. I didn't know where she lived. I didn't know where to find her. I wasn't going to go after our food. So I don't know. We ended up going to Taco Bell or something that year too. Typical Thanksgiving meal. I spoke on this yesterday on my live at my mother's house. My mom again. And I say this. I have a hair stuck in my wedding ring that's just making me crazy. I tell you these things not because I don't want people to think, oh, she's bragging or she just had the greatest life in the big, beautiful house. Not at all. I'm pointing it out to point out that always the best situations, what may look like the best situation isn't always the best situation. So my mom, you know, she had the money. I love to decorate. But I don't decorate to the nines because I don't have the ducats to do so. My mom did, though. And every Thanksgiving, that huge, beautiful walnut, chestnut, buckboard table, whatever the hell it was decorated to the nines. I mean, we're talking glass and crystal. And every year there was a theme. And the wine glasses were different from the year before. And beautiful. You guys, I wish I had pictures because we're talking amazingly beautiful. But it didn't stop there because my mom was a cook. She still is. I keep saying it like she's dead. She's not. She just lives in the next town over. I only loved my mom's everything Thanksgiving. I went to other people's houses and I'm like, what is this gobbly goulash crap? My mom's food was the best. But something always happened at Thanksgiving. Something always happened. So Thanksgiving always was approached with a little interpretation, a lot of anxiety. What's it going to be this year? And when we got to a certain age where my sisters and I started dating and had men in our life, that's when it kind of took a turn, because I had this third sister who every Thanksgiving would show up hammered with her boyfriend of the day, of the week, of the year. And my sweet mom, oh, my mom, God bless her, all my mom wanted was her family together. And she wanted this because my sisters and I didn't get along. Well, two of us, one of them, but you know, everybody's got a different view of it. All right, so we're all put on our stiff upper lips and we're going to dress nice and we're going to march in there. We tried, man. We tried our darndest for my mom, because we all love my mom, and my mom deserved the love and the respect. But there was always that one sister who just mucked the whole thing up. And we were expected to just sit there and deal with it, with which we did. And eventually we didn't. Eventually there was always a blow up. Eventually at the end of the night, whether we were in another state on a shoot, you know, a lot of times we would be out of state on Thanksgiving. Growing up, my father traveled for his business. He's a retired camera operator, so we would be in other states on movies. We would go out to dinner. It never ended well, you guys. It never ended well. And then when I had my own family, it was tough because I never knew how to cook. I didn't want to cook. And so we just squeaked by. Or we went to, you know, we got invited somewhere and we would go I would go just so that my children could see their cousins. And I'm sure there were a few good Thanksgivings in there. My point being is that, you know what? Thanksgiving! Woo! Thanksgiving, the Folgers commercial, the Daisy commercial I just saw, where the 4 generations of ladies are in the big, huge, clean kitchen. They're all smiling and they're dolloping Daisy sour cream on each other's nose, and oh yeah, woohoo! And then some of us are watching these commercials going, this is complete BS. This isn't how my Thanksgivings go. So, if any of you is going, why the heck is this? What's this lady talking about? I am just here to validate that those Thanksgiving commercials, videos of friends of mine who are on here talking about their side dishes and their favorite side dishes and whether they have onions or they don't have onions, and does everybody wear a hat, and they watch the football and they watch the parades and they laugh. They all sit at the table. Oh, we have a good time. And there are some of us sitting on the outside looking in at you guys, wishing we had that. And you're extremely blessed and lucky to have that. And I just want to come on here for the rest of us who don't have that, or maybe I should say choose not to have it, that it's okay. Well, lady, who are you to tell us it's okay? I'm just here to tell you it's okay. Let me tell you about Thanksgiving last year. Was it last year, Sandra? Steve and I, we took up to going to Disneyland for Thanksgiving for many years, because my son lives in Washington. My daughter was away for many years. My grandson would go with his other grandparents. And this was the best Thanksgiving I had. Steve and I are sitting outside at La Trattoria at Disney California Adventure, and we were enjoying each other's company so much. Why am I crying? I don't know, because it's important that people understand that different things mean different things to people. I get tongue-tied when I'm trying to explain it. So Steve and I had dinner, and we're walking out, and this beautiful woman came up to me and recognized me from my videos, and her name was Sandra. And she was with her family, and she was so kind and so nice. And that's my top Thanksgiving video. Not because somebody recognized me from my videos, because it was so lovely. There were no problems. There was somebody who approached me, introduced themselves to me, was honestly happy to see me. I made a friend. Steve and I were gobsmacked. We had a lovely day. Oh, I know I get off track all the time. I'm just trying to say that if you If you do or choose or do not choose, if your Thanksgiving isn't all it's supposed to look like it does on the media and the TV and all my favorite movies. Who was Amy Ennis for Nurse? Her and I were talking one day about our favorite movies. And she and I, both of our favorite movies are all the family movies. Like Family Stone is my favorite movie. Because in my heart of hearts, if I could have anything I wanted, it would be that big house. I wouldn't mind being married to Craig T. Nelson. And all my children busting at the seams, happy to see me, happy to see each other. Big meals, the cozy, there's nothing cozy about Southern California during this time of year. For those of you that are like me, and we have everything in the world to be grateful and thankful for, and if I told Steve I want to hire a chef and bring somebody in to cook us dinner, he'd say yes, but it's not the same, is it? It's okay. It's totally okay. Let yourself off the hook. Stop watching the commercials and the other YouTubers who live those lives and feeling bad about missing out, because we're not missing out. We're just getting it in other ways, shapes, and times in life. I didn't even look at the tag questions because when I listened to them, I knew I wouldn't be able to answer a single one. Should I look at them and try? Okay, let's do a lightning round of the questions. First, sit down or buffet? Sure. What do you eat on Thanksgiving? Food. Favorite Thanksgiving side dish? Anything that isn't the main dish. Favorite dessert? Yes, I many of the desserts are my favorite. Least favorite side dish. Do you dress up for Thanksgiving? I get dressed. Does that matter? Any traditions? My traditions are not having traditions. Where do you celebrate? Wherever I am at that particular moment. What do you love most about Thanksgiving? The day after Thanksgiving. What are you most thankful for? My husband, my daughter's sobriety, my son's happiness, my grandson's health and thriving on life, my son-in-law's new love. Have a great Thanksgiving. This is all over the place. I hope it reached somebody. If it did, let me know in the comments below. And I'm not sad. This is just my life.